What's going on? What's going on? Today I'm talking about my 5 go-to features on the MPC. Let's get down to business. So I've been exploring the new generation of the MPC workflow for about 2 years now, and today I just want to share my 5 go-to features inside of the MPC. So before we start, let me highlight my man I Make Beats for a minute.
My man Anubis, what's good with you? Yeah, I too will be dabbling in the 5 tips for the new MPC user. So when they get done watching your video, be sure to send them over here, because I just might have 5 tips that they need to know that they didn't even know they needed to know. See you guys later.
Alright, so I'm going to be displaying those features, and at the same time I'm going to be using the sample pack that we have made with Rembrandt Media, I Make Beats, and Micromix. As you can see, there's a lot of shit in there. So I'm just going to use a melodic loop. So whenever you are trying to get some chops done very quickly, the auto chop feature is very effective. You can use it by BPM or by threshold. So when using a perfect loop, using the BPM feature is very useful. And it's going to create the chops for me. So whenever you're trying to get a beat done real quick, the auto chop feature becomes very handy. So I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to use it like that. 16 levels. So for me, I primarily use this feature with my hi-hats whenever I want to play them using different velocity, and also I use it a lot with my 808s. For 808 I use the tone 16 levels, and for my hi-hats I like to use the velocity one. So if we start with the 16 levels, so basically you select your pad and then you hit the 16 levels button, depending on the MPC hardware that you have. So basically you have the choice of doing velocity, tune, filter, layer, attack, decay. The one that's most commonly used is the velocity one. So it's very handy in case you want to give a more human feeling to your hi-hats, for instance, or to any of your drums, or even when you are chopping a sample and you want to give it a more natural feeling and you're not really very comfortable on hitting the pads at the right velocity level, you can always use the 16 levels. It's very, very helpful. So here the BPM is at 83 BPM. So I'm just going to record a very simple pattern. So I'm just going to show you on the track view. If I select the velocity, you can see here that all the hits have a different velocity, and it's because I was switching from pad to pad. So basically that's what the 16 levels allow you to do. So that the legendary MPC swing comes in play whenever using the swing functionality. So if you are playing a drum break and you created the drum break using the quantize feature, you can always apply the swing. It will help you in creating a more natural feel and a nice groove to your drums. Selected, I'm going to hit the time correction, and here I'm going to mess with the swing. You're going to hear the difference. So as you can hear, or maybe you cannot, it did switch the various notes a bit. As for MIDI routing, I use it to layer my instruments basically. So I play some MIDI information on one track and I send the same information to another track. So let's say I have two instruments, a piano and a pad. I can play both instruments only using the MIDI information from one track. So that is very useful, and that's a big time saver for me. Last but not least, let's talk about track mutes. So I use the track mutes functionality to create some arrangement on the fly for my tracks. So basically, when I want to get some ideas on how to arrange my tracks, I use the track mutes for that, and sometimes I will record them directly into a new track. But most of the time, it allows me to get some really good ideas for my arrangement, because I kind of start with a busy main sequence, and from that busy main sequence I mute some elements here and there to come up with some verse and bridge sometimes. So I use the track mutes a lot to play interactively with the instrument and come up with some nice arrangement. Track mutes. So in case you are trying to arrange a track, that's a really easy way to come up with some ideas. So basically, also it's also very fun because you can interact literally with your music. You can Thank you for sticking with me until the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit my man I Make Beats. He will be covering the same topic on his channel. And yeah, so for this video I just wanted to highlight 5 key features on top of my head. Those are not necessarily the ones that I use the most, but those are really some key features that I think would be helpful for any beginner on the MPC. And those are really some features that I really love about my MPC. So I hope to catch you on the next one.